Xbox. Way to go. Took y'all 2 years, but y'all finally did something way, way more positive than negative. My little hand clap for you. What did you do? Well, you have announced that you're gonna do something that I honestly think y'all should have been doing since last generation any fucking way. And that is cross-network playing. Meaning that if you have an Xbox, you can play people on PlayStation and people on PC. Why this is even an issue is beyond me. You technically should have been able to play people on the internet no matter what the fuck they own. That's just me. Why can I only play people who own a PlayStation when it's a multiplat? That makes no fucking sense. Call of Duty players are all over the place. Like, if Black Ops 3 is on every fucking thing, why is it I'm only able to play people on the PS4? It's on the Xbox. I should be able to play any fucking body. You see what I'm saying? This is a big thing. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, it's not big. It's a big deal. It is funny that it took Microsoft, the software people, the computer people, to do something, but it finally fucking looks like it's gonna happen. I have a cut on my finger if y'all were wondering what the fuck I'm looking at. It's right there. It's a nice little cut. But it looks like it's finally gonna happen. You're gonna be able to cross your network playability because people have been wanting this for a long time, since like the PS3 and the 360. People have always wanted to be able to play whoever the fuck they can. Honestly, because people prefer their preferred console, but that doesn't mean that their friends prefer that preferred console. You see what I'm saying? Just because I might prefer the PS4 does not mean that a few of my friends prefer the PS4. No, they might prefer the Xbox, or they might want a PC. You see what I'm saying? I have a friend right now who actually is an Xbox One gamer. Pardon me, my girl has an Xbox One as well. I have the PlayStation 4, and I have a Wii U. Nintendo, I don't think will jump on this. The only reason I say Nintendo won't jump on this is because Nintendo, honestly, I don't think Nintendo needs to jump on this. Nintendo has enough money where they can stay to themselves. Besides, they stay to themselves and do just fine. Nintendo is coming out with Pokken Tournament or whatever the fuck it's called. Star Fox Zero Mission or another Star Fox game. They're coming out with so many big first party games that they really don't have to do anything to try to trick you into buying their console. As weird as it's for me to say that's a trick. But when you think about it, at the end of the day, it kind of is. I hate to be that person, but I mean, think about it. It took them this long to do something they should have been working at and really putting like time and effort into doing since last gen, since online blew the fuck up. This should have been like, oh my god, online is taking off. We need to figure out how to make everybody, no matter what you're playing on, the ability to play together. We need to figure out how to make this thing like now. And they didn't. It took them till now to finally realize this needs to be a thing. They weren't that concerned with it. And notice it's coming out of the weaker of the three. And this isn't including Nintendo. We're talking PC, Sony, and Microsoft. The weaker of those three. And yeah, and that is Microsoft. They are last if you have those three. PC would be one, PlayStation would be one, PC's two, and then you have Microsoft dead last. That's if you take Nintendo out. And this is coming out of, like I said, Microsoft's camp, and it's coming out of the weakest of them. And if you haven't paid any attention, a lot of stuff is coming out of the Microsoft camp nowadays, kind of making either little to no sense or a lot of sense at first. And it's because, I mean, if you pay them attention, if you listen to them, and then you look at how the Xbox One has been doing, they're really trying to figure a way to keep in the photograph. Because, I mean, yeah, they did really good at Black Friday, but they're not selling, to be honest with you. They want to stay in that photo because they know if they don't do anything, they're gonna fade to black. I'm just being 100% honest with you. They're gonna fade to black. If they don't stay in the news in some fashion, they're out. You see what I'm saying? That's why they're doing as much as they're doing. That's why they've been in the news as much as they've been in it recently. Because if they don't, nobody's gonna talk about them. Quantum Break being on PC instead of strictly on Xbox. You know they did that so you pay them attention, right? You realize that. The fact they've been paying more attention to the PC thing because Xbox as a console isn't doing well. They still haven't gotten the numbers they really want because they suck. I'm sorry to be that blunt, but they suck. They won't release the actual numbers and how poorly the system is doing, even though when you put it with the consoles without PC involvement, they're probably still second place. But it's not a second place to be proud of in comparisons to, say, Sony or even the 360. When you compare it to even the 360, it's probably still not even close to what the 360 sold. So they don't want any parts of you to know that number because the 360 probably is like, your Xbox One is fucking a joke. You see what I'm saying? And I'm saying this as a guy who just bought a 360 and who, when he bought a 360 years ago and got bored with it, he gave it to his girlfriend just to give it to her. Because, like I said, pardon me, I didn't care for the damn thing back then. And it took me collecting for the Xbox One and going, you know what, I like some of these franchises. I'm going to keep them going. And it took conviction on the 360, being strictly on the 360 or PC, for me to go, I'm going to have to get a 360 so I can keep Splinter Cell going. And I don't game on PC, so that's why I got the 360. See what I'm saying? This isn't something that's complicated. This is basics. So when you look at it that way, and you look at it from the fact of Xbox is really grabbing for something that'll make people run out and purchase an Xbox, even though now they're talking about cross online play, which is the Xbox One being able to play against people on PS4, against people on PC. It might not help themselves as much as they're hoping, but at least you're talking more about Microsoft because the idea is coming out of the Microsoft camp. You see what I'm saying? Anyway, that's all I got for y'all right now, man. What do you think? You think it's a good idea? You think it's a bad idea? You think they should have been doing it last generation? Personally, like me, I think they should have been doing it last generation. There's no reason they shouldn't have been doing it last generation, especially considering last generation is when this whole online multiplayer shit really took off, boomed out of the gate. I mean, Call of Duty was like the essential game that made the online multiplayer just like boom. I mean, yeah, you had Halo on the Xbox One, but it wasn't until the 360 and PS fucking 3 where it was Call of Duty, Black Ops 2, Modern Warfare 3, Modern Warfare 2, and I know I said that backwards, but deal with it, that you saw everybody just run out and purchase it and go online with it, and it was just boom in your face. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. It should have been done last gen, but now, you know, now it's happening this gen, it seems like. So that's my take on it. I'll holler at y'all next time, man. As always, deuces.